This week on the bonus round, we're in Las Vegas at the PlayStation Experience, and I'm joined by Vice President of Publisher and Developer Relations, Adam Boyes, Editor-in-Chief of GameTrailers, Brandon Jones, and GT veteran, Michael Pachter. Hey guys, welcome back to the bonus round from here at the PlayStation Experience in Las Vegas. Jeff Keighley here with Michael Pachter, our official return to the bonus round. We're great to have you back. Brandon Jones from GT and Adam Boyes from Sony. This week we're going to talk about 2015, what's in store. We just had the Game Awards, lots of games were there, lots of games here at the PlayStation Experience. 2014 I think was a pretty solid year for games, but not necessarily overly spectacular. Next year though, is going to be insane, in part because a lot of big games like Batman that you guys had on stage will be next year, next June. So when you look at 2015, Pachter, for the gaming business, are you excited about kind of the lineup of games that have been announced? And I'm sure there are unannounced games too out there.
Yeah, I think that this is about the most in the dark we've been about a year in December.
Right.
And Sony today, or yesterday and today, announced all these different titles. And as I said in the last episode, Sony has 5 or 6 big games coming out. We know Halo's coming out. That's it. We can't name anything coming out from Take-Two. I mean, Evolve was been in development forever, but is next year's Rockstar title coming out? Because there was none this year. Of course there is one. Is it Red Dead, or is it Max Payne 4, or is it Midnight Club? And so I'm going to be excited if it's Red Dead. I'm not going to be excited if it's Midnight Club. Bethesda, what's their next big title?
Right.
If it's Fallout 4, I'm standing in line at midnight to buy it because they still don't send me free games. God damn it. So I don't know. I think it's the unknown. We're pretty confident we know what Nintendo's bringing out, and it's not very much. I mean, it's probably not a Zelda game. We're pretty confident.
Well, you saw Zelda last night at the awards.
Yeah, but did he say 2015?
Yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
I don't trust them.
Yeah, they said 2015 for Zelda, and they said Star Fox for Miyamoto in 2015 too.
And I know, you can also build your own Mario world. I mean, okay.
I think that game's going to be really cool.
I actually thought that was super cool.
I think Star Fox
It's like 2D Little Big Planet.
Star Fox is yesterday's news. That's like, there's nobody alive who played Star Fox. Come on, you guys weren't even born when the last one came out.
Your Twitter feed is going to get destroyed.
Nintendo hate continues. You think Sony gets it?
No, Zelda's a big deal. Zelda's a big deal. If it comes out, it's a big deal. Halo's a big deal. Okay, each of the other 2 platforms has 1 game. There'll be a bunch of multi-platform games, and again, Take-Two's not telling us what. I'm pretty sure Bethesda's got something big. I'm sure Rockstar has something big. But I'm more excited about the stuff I don't know than the stuff I know. So, yeah, Halo, I'm excited about.
Uncharted's gonna be big, right?
Yeah, no, we've already gone crazy.
Right. This is
Sony, I mean, without question, we have more visibility in your lineup, and it's more impressive. I'd say this coming year than in any year I can remember. Right. So that's true. By 2x. I mean, there really are twice as many big games. There are.
Right.
Well, don't you think? I think that's right. I think you guys have twice as many AAA titles as you've had in any year. So yeah, that makes it
certainly
really impressive.
And a big start when you look at The Order, Bloodborne. I mean, those are 2 huge AAA games coming out in the first quarter.
Right.
Of the year. And Bloodborne's one of those games that I think will probably surprise people about how that does, because that's there's a core base of fans that love that game. So we'll see. Jones, what about you?
I had a whole list going into this meeting, and then Pachter said Red Dead Redemption, and now I forgot what my name is. I can't think of anything else.
Again, those are those pipe dreams of people who like the lists I get for the awards, where it's
what was the Red Dead Redemption?
Left 4 Dead 3, Half-Life 3.
I would know, but I mean that is likely. That I think of all the rumors that are on the table, that is one that's probably more likely. There are 2 games, Evolve and Batman, that I was supposed to play last October, but thank goodness those games didn't come out. Otherwise, I would have died in October trying to review all those games. Very excited for Evolve. I don't know critically how well it's going to receive because it doesn't seem like there's a lot of content there compared to other shooters. But Batman, I'm just nuts for. I mean, I love that character so much. All those games have been incredible. A lot of people were critical of Origins. I thought it was fantastic. I thought the story was really interesting. Just really curious to see how they wrap all that up. So yeah, those are my 2.
Well, we saw them on stage, and you've got some deals I know, like with them for for relationships with certain third-party games too for PlayStation, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, going back to, there's a fun Evolve. What I love about that game when I played it is that getting that balance of 4v1 is so hard from a design perspective, but it feels so right. Like the right amount of people are winning is the monster. The right amount of people are. It's that great balance. Batman as well. Yeah, we got some great exclusive Scarecrow missions that we're going to have in the game, which is super awesome. And I've always been a massive Batman. The fact that this like Rocksteady's The final sort of one of the trilogy is great. Scarecrow stuff is just always scares the bejesus out of me. But also the Batmobile, just like when it transforms, it gets into sort of Hulk mode. That's super cool. And then later in the year, I think there's so many things that are going to keep me happy. I think on my Vita, right? We talked about like right in January. I mean, it'll be Grim Fandango coming out on the 27th, so that's super soon. And then also, you know, when we talk about No Man's Sky, we'll be able to play that, you know, sometime in 2015 when we figure out exactly when. That one, I'm going to be like, I'm just going to lose myself in that whole universe. I mean, 585 billion years to find every planet. That's insane. So, and lots of other stuff. In my mind, I always have like 3 columns of things that have been announced, things that haven't been announced, and then things that aren't even coming for a time. So I always have to juggle between which ones I'm allowed to talk about. But there's a lot of great stuff for the future, and I'm not going to answer any of your inquisitions, Mr. Pachter.
Well, Adam, like I remember talking to him at BlizzCon, I was like, oh, there's Overwatch experience. Like, yeah, I know about that.
I mean, that's my job, is to be told
all the
secret
secrets.
things, all of them, all the time.
So do you think 2015 is going to be a surprising year then for fans?
I think it will. I think it's going to be a great. I mean, the problem is whenever I say it's going to be an amazing year, then all of a sudden the hype train starts again. But there's a lot of great shows that we're going to.
They've had a couple hours since the keynote.
I know. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in store. I mean, to your point, Michael, we've been planning this a long time. Worldwide Studios is like just coming on their own with those 17 studios. You just see this awesome rotation of the most amazing content. And when you just think you know, there's always more coming from them, and that's what I think people will really be blown away by. And then also by third party. I mean, we've assembled a crack team. You know, we've got John Trake, we've got Dan Shu, we've got Gio, who you guys saw on stage. I mean, have an incredible team. Our free-to-play team with Sarah Thompson. I mean, really a team that's scouring the earth for the best stuff. So we're not letting up. Like you said earlier, it's yours to lose. We don't feel like that at all. It is like every single day I wake up, I'm hungry. I have like, because I have to eat breakfast. But aside from that, hungry for finding those great games, and it never stops. I'm never not stressed about making sure we have the best stuff for the gamers. That's so important to us.
I just have this image of you just consuming new games now.
I mean, you know, it's kind of like sometimes it feels like a machine gun on this stuff, just a conveyor belt of great.
Well, especially with some of these, you know, the indie titles. Also, it's like they're shorter session games. It's like you need more of that
Shovel Knight
stuff.
is so awesome.
Yeah,
it's so good.
That game is so, like, I bought it on Wii U, played it, and then we were like, what is this? Like, what's going on? So, and now
also, it's cool. Now those teams too, they can build new games in their next games and build studios and stuff like that. And it seems like, you know, it's a viable business now for these smaller games and the bigger games. That's the other thing is we're talking about the big flagship titles. There'll probably be these little indie games now that'll pop out of nowhere.
And they bridge the gap between tentpole titles. I mean, they keep you on your PlayStation. That's why I'm impressed, because you know, you clearly get it. It's clearly by design, but it's a departure. But it's a departure for any of the console.
I get it.
For none of the console manufacturers have ever gotten that before. You know, they wait. They have these 2 or 3 month dead spells between big games, and you guys, there probably isn't going to be a week in 2015 that's a dead spot. I mean, there'll be something to do, and that's what we're all looking for, is to be entertained.
It's also blurring that line. Like I think you notice that it's not really like we don't have it in sections. It's not like this is the section where we're going to talk about. It's like they're all games, and so
that's right.
I think, you know, sometimes people get frustrated because they want to see more AAA games and less indie games. But my whole perspective is like, if you go into a buffet, imagine going to a Chinese buffet here in Vegas and being like, why is there beef and broccoli? I don't want it. I don't like it. Nobody should get it. It's like, no, let's bring a bunch of cool stuff to the table and fans will find it. If you don't like it, don't buy it. And if enough people don't buy it, they won't make the next one. So our goal is always just to try to find a massive vast of content for people. And I think a lot of it hits.
If you don't like it, wait for it to be free on PSN.
There you go. PlayStation Plus.
Hey, plus EA gave away some games for fans.
That was cool.
That was cool. Yeah, you know, it's more accessible games. That's one thing too that I think is changing. You know, we've seen more of that. I think in 2014, a lot of sales on games. You know, Steam's done a lot on PC, but now the consoles. We did a little bit of that in the Game Awards. It seems like, you know, there's going to be a longer tail for games next year too, and make them more accessible to more people as things go more digital. That's something, you know, I actually love your thoughts on it. It seems like this fall, I mean, digital is really starting to take off for a lot of these big games.
Well, and again, you know,
preloading games, all that.
The digital, and no one at Sony has given me numbers, so I'm just telling you what I think. Digital was kind of a non-event until 2014, as far as AAA full games, and I think you're looking at probably 20% full game digital downloads on some of the big titles like Call of Duty. Destiny, I think, was right up there. And I think that the biggest innovation that I saw come out of the console guys this year was Day Zero. Was like, let's encourage people to download a game by giving them early access. And I think that guy who stood in line at midnight at GameStop and who was going to trade his game in for 20 bucks is going, wait, so I'm giving up 20 bucks, but I get to play a day early? Well, I want to see next year, is it a week early or a month early? Because, my God, everybody will download everything.
Well, also I wonder what's going to happen with the idea of early access and things like, well, you know, No Man's Sky, other games, like how will they come out, right? Is it going to be like you're buying the game day one, it's finished? Or even like this year with Destiny, I think they had, you know, an alpha and beta, and it probably would have benefited them to keep rolling with that too. And I wonder, like, you know, the idea of you're going to buy a game and ships on this day, is that what's going to work? And you know, some games you need them to be like that, and people would say even this year with a game like Assassins or whatever, it wasn't.
But you know, like with Destiny, and Destiny's breaking the mold for a console game. You know, you kind of level cap in the game, and all of a sudden they raise the level cap with the first DLC. And that's new for console games, and I think that's brilliant, because if you're actually playing Destiny and you're at level 29, you can't find that frickin' piece of armor that you need.
Exactly the scenario I'm in. I'm level 29, I need that piece of raid armor. For the love of God, give it to me now.
And the artificial construct in the game that you can only go on a raid once a week, like, why is that?
Well, and then the daily challenges, like I literally go back every day, and the thing is, like, you know, mobile games, we saw that, you know, early on and stuff like that, but it's never been another console game. And it doesn't feel like every night when I do it, when I just do like my 1 hour check-in for the dailies, I love it. Like, it's fun.
No, I agree.
It doesn't feel, and if I miss it, I don't feel guilty. Like, it's just like, oh, when I go on trips and I miss Zer coming to the store, I mean, that's a little bit different. But
so I think with what you're asking about, I think you're seeing the model evolve from a static $60 one-time purchase, play the game and be done, to an ongoing subscription, really, but it's not going to be cast that way.
Right, it's more a la carte.
And I think we're going to see more games like that.
I got an ongoing game for you. Disney Infinity.
I know.
I just heard a collective groan from the bonus round audience. But I was actually surprised here at the PlayStation Experience. I went over there with new figures, and it's like, oh yeah, there's you know, new announcements from that, and obviously like 3.0 is. They haven't officially announced Star Wars, but it's like, come on, you know, the new film's coming out. So, and that was August the last couple of years. So I think that'll be a big summer release.
You bring up a really insightful point, and that is, why are there still toys? Why are there still Transformers? Why are there still Barbie dolls? Why isn't there Transformers, you know, Skylanders, or Transformers Disney Infinity? And it's like, I mean, we all had Transformers when we were kids, and why did you manipulate the damn little guy? Because you were pretending some shit was happening. And to put your Transformer guy on a portal, and there he is, like, where the hell is Hasbro? So I think this industry, and I'm sorry for the pun, but this industry could be transformed if you would get the toy manufacturers to say, let's embrace video games, and they're going to need you guys to actually make it happen. So I think that's probably one of the more exciting things.
Write it down, put it on the list. Number 151.
Building the list.
All right, well, that's going to do it for the bonus round here for the PlayStation Experience. Thanks, Michael Pachter, Brandon Jones, and Adam Boyes, and we will see you next time for more bonus round right here on GT.